That's the wrong one. Whoops. Anyways, which one do I normally hit? That's the one. Hey, guys. Happy Sunday. Hey, guys. Happy Sunday. Really cool stuff. Just sad. Yeah, just sad. Big sad. Big sad. Service made a bad decision today. Indeed he did. Indeed he did. Not great managing. This is not a happy Sunday. I know better. I gotta try and trick you guys some way. I gotta trick you somehow, some way. Had to be done. Had to be done. Matthew, Nunya, Chris, Reese, Bert, Caden, RCJ. You were thinking it was gonna be Colton. Nice try, RCJ. Nice try. Yeah, I mean, not a very defensible decision, I would say. Unfortunate that Stanek gets hurt. Does he have a similar outing as to Voth? Maybe. You never know. But again, it's a situation where you probably just leave Logan Gilbert in, and as soon as he gets into a little bit of trouble, then that's where you make a move. But what can you do? That was probably so loud, and I'm so sorry. I was trying to pull up the draft. That was probably so loud, and I'm so sorry. Join Watch Party VC. I probably will not, but I appreciate the invite. You guys are obviously free to hang out in there in the Discord, in the voice chat, and the general chat. Feel free. I will be streaming until the Mariners make their selection. So, where was Santos? Probably not available given his recovery back into full, I guess, like full workload, if that makes sense. If you can go to him, that would probably be ideal, but there's a reason why he wasn't pitched. It's probably because he wasn't available. Both go 3 games in a row. I mean, 3 games in a row, yes, but like the day before, not the day before, the walk-off home run to Calhoun, right? It's a situation of like, yeah, you pitch like 2 pitches. Does that, like, yes, just to get worked up, but like, I feel like that's probably why he's available. If anything, that would be my guess as to why Voth was available. Santos being saved for the 9th? No. Okay. Anyone but Voth or Bauman? Yeah. Bauman's been bad. Voth was great up until the last like 2-3 games, so. I feel like Sauce was probably the one that I would have gone with. I know it's a bunch of righties and you're waiting for the lefty, but he also gave up the grand slam to Adele in Seattle, so it's like, I don't know. Stream down? I hope not. I don't see any fluctuations in my bit rate, but if need be, Sauce is better. Yeah, I think Sauce would be. I mean, he's better. Like, I feel like he's better in those situations. Maybe it's the lefty righty stuff that Service definitely likes to play around with more, but Dell kills us every time. Yeah, you're glad that like Rengifo's not available, but it didn't matter because Calhoun and Adele were definitely the problems. Also, I mean, the offense was just horrendous. The defense yesterday let you down in that first inning or first or second inning, whenever it was. Today, I mean, it looked like it was about to start the same way when the ball, like, who was it? Who hit the double? And then ball gets in and then sneaks past JP at short or whatever. Mainly on Scott or the offense. I mean, you only got 2 runs. Yeah, it's the bullpen's job to be able to work around how little offense you're getting. I'd say you're probably like a 50-50. If you're thinking that 2 runs is enough, all right, then the majority of your blame is probably going to Scott. I'm probably in the 50-50, but Sauce was warmed up. Voth was cold. Sauce was definitely more warm than Voth, that's for sure. But Jeffrey, $2. Appreciate it, dog. Appreciate that. Being an M's fan is psychological torment. You think that you're in a good spot. Logan goes 7 shutty, and then Of course, the the worst possible outcome is a reliever that you had ready to go, 4 pitch walk, comes out with a looks like a back injury, and you have to go to someone who isn't warmed up or an unideal or non-ideal matchup situation with Sauce, right? Trade for Tanner Scott? Hope so. Sure as hell hope so. Mariners Anonymous, Sour Vanilla, we need Mariners Anonymous now more than ever. Rayleigh struggled yesterday. Yeah, no. Rayleigh with the bases loaded yesterday was rough. Not the best stretch of games for him, but trades more realistic, but Colton's what we need at this point. I figured that would be kind of the outcome, Jordan, is like looking back on it. And I feel like when I was watching back and editing it, Colton was not, I won't say disappointed, but maybe a little disappointed in the way that my trade deadline went because it wasn't as boisterous, wasn't as crazy. There's the $2 from Jeffrey. Appreciate it, dog. Um, yeah, you definitely need to go big. You have to do something. There has to be big offensive turnover because it's just not cutting it. It's been horrendous. You let Carson Fulmer go what? Almost 5 basically perfect. It's just bad. The sky is blue and the Mariners have been poo. You're a poet and you didn't even know it. Mariners +8 this year, but lost 3 out of 4. That's baseball. Rob Manfred is walking out to the podium for the first pick. The Guardians are selecting. Who are they going to pick? Ah. I could read his lips. You guys can't hear it. We'll do a watch party thing here in a second. Just wanted to talk about the game today, but I won't spoil it out loud. Can you put on the draft? I will be putting on the draft here momentarily. Offense is trash, but we had Sauce to go to. What was the reason we went to Voth? It's just got to be all the righties, realistically. Got to be all the righties, Sour Vanilla. That's really it. Where's Colton? At work. He's working till 5 today, so he will not be here. Not in first for long. We've got at least until Friday, at least until Friday. So cherish it while we can. Cherish it while we can. Polanco proved himself now through the All-Star break to stay on this team or will be traded soon. I mean, I would have assumed he would have been traded, or not even traded, but like we would have traded for a replacement, but yeah. Get rid of Polanco and Garver, dude. Me picking Garver as my guy during for the Padres preview was it's been a rough look. It's on ESPN. Yeah, I've got it pulled up. I'm just still I'm finishing out my thoughts, I guess, for the game today. An overall series because Logan pitched great. I feel like the offense was bad, but the offense was bad for 3 straight games. So like the pitching did everything it could in the last 2 games to give you a win, and you just choked. So you need something. You need to go make a trade for something, and it's got to be a relatively big offensive whatever. I've obviously seen the Jazz stuff. Jazz Chisholm would be, I think, a fine, like, secondary piece, but you need someone bigger than him offensively. I think Jazz provides a lot as far as, like, him being a dynamic player, but I don't know if he's got enough, like, stopping power to be, like, the big offensive asset you acquire, you know what I mean? Montes and Cole Young for Jazz? Damn. I don't know if I even want to do that. I don't know if I want to do that. Jazz is no better. The thing is, though, is like I think Jazz would be fine. It's just you have to do something on top of that too. You know what I mean? You have to do something on top of that. So will I get demonetized if I put on the draft? Is that something that I can't watch? Really quickly, I'm going to go look at another guy who I know is doing a watch party for it to see what he's got pulled up. Probably. Yeah. Went to Robbie Hyde, and he's got just like the big board pulled up. I'll probably just do that. Nothing but pain. KDR 2016 with a 1999. Starting to think other emotions don't exist anymore. Feel either nothing or pain after Mariners games. Big smooches, bro. Appreciate that, dog. With the 20. Feeling nothing but pain, but we can relish in the pain together. Cause you throwing $20 at me. I appreciate it, dog. Really, honest to God. Like it's a rough go the last couple of days. Because it's the Angels, the team that you know that you can beat up on, but it's just not good. It's just not good at all. Can you demonetize for live streaming the Couch GM live stream? Let's go see. What does Connor have pulled up? Does he have the big board as well? Connor's live. He also has the big board draft tracker. All right. I guess we're doing that. No actual live footage, guys. No live footage. Not going to do it. So I'm going to switch over to a different setup here, or a different layout here really quickly. And I also need to change the thumbnail, but seems to me we're heading towards being the 2022 M's of being mid and a little trade movement despite the first. Dude, I hope not Steamboat. I hope we do something bigger than like little and nothing, but ignore the layout. I have to get the thing set up. Oh, that could have been bad. Hold on. Un momento. MLB draft tracker. Right. Whoa. Hold on. Why is this not doing the thing I need it to do? Bro, second overall pick's kind of crazy. Reese, I don't want to hear none of that. Even though the team does not look like a playoff team as it stands right now. I don't want to hear it. All right? It's going to make me sad. Is this the right thing? That's not the right thing, dude. There we go. And then we'll just extend this bad boy out. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. The Reds just took Chase Burns, pitcher out of Wake Forest. Whoa. The M's trading for Abraham Torres is going to go so hard, Jay. Please no. Is he hurt? I feel like he's hurt still. I feel like he's still hurt. What are the stream labels at on this one? Okay, not bad. Not bad. Thanks for sharing the tracker. Of course. If not for Voth and an error, we're on a 6-day win streak. Ooh. Tough. Big tough. Yeah, it's not been a fun time the last couple of games. Definitely wanted to got, as most people like in their living room, right? Got a table in there. I've wanted to push my skull through the table. So, Stanton doesn't want to spend money and he never will. Reese, you're breaking my heart. You're absolutely breaking my heart. Can you still see the draft tracker? Okay. Changing the thumbnail. Thumbnail being changed. Let's see. Who will? Hello? Will the Oops. Sorry if you can hear my clicking. Mariners pick in the MLB draft. Fantastic. Save. All right. New thumbnail. New title. Let's get some hype for the new thumb. Let's go. I don't know if it's saved. I hope it's saved. I don't know how I've never updated a thumbnail mid thing before. Let's see. Time to boycott? Nah. Not quite. Okay, it's there. Need to start a sell the team movement? If I don't disagree that and sure, that's probably in the same vein as the boycott, but so long as the team is winning, and yes, the last 3 days they have not done that. So long as they're doing that, it's going to be hard for any sort of movement like that to happen. You could say, oh, but the Orioles, that's a great example of the Orioles, the owner selling, how that all transpired. If John Stanton and the Mariners, like something like that happened, that would be great. That could be sick. Service is mediocre at best. Seatown fan, he's definitely living up to that today. Honestly. Honestly. So Abby Bazana went 1-1. Yeah, dude, good for him. Good for him. I mean, that's good for the guards. I feel like, not to say that Jimenez isn't going to last, but the bat will play for sure. M's going to pick first overall this century. I mean, with the way that the lottery works, I mean, the Guardians definitely did not have the best odds, and they got the first overall pick, so it could happen. Could be the Orioles, could also be the A's. Yeah. No, it's definitely there's a there's quite a disparity between how certain like things could transpire with a selling of ownership, or like maybe the corralling of a team's ownership, like Jeff Fisher basically holding Oakland hostage. But yeah. Do I not have alerts on this one? Guys, I don't have an alert box on this one. That's crazy. Let me replay that one for you, Jeff. There you go. There's the $2. Appreciate it, dog. If you could make the 3 important decisions, it could be anything right now, this moment, what are your top 3 moves go? If Trey Yesevich is there at 15, take him. Trade for a big bopper in some way. If you can coerce the Blue Jays to trade Vladimir Guerrero Jr., do it. If not, go get like an Isaac Paredes. And extend either Logan Gilbert or Cal Raleigh. Probably my preference would be Logan Gilbert. Trade for Bazana at the deadline. There you go. There we go. The pick is in for the Colorado Rockies. You can see it there. The video is very far behind. So I like, again, if you don't want it to be spoiled, I don't know how that necessarily works. But for the 3rd pick in the 2024 MLB draft, the Colorado Rockies select outfielder Charlie Condon out of University of Georgia. I feel like that makes sense. I would have honestly, I would have maybe expected him to go 2, because the Reds and the outfield is a little funky, but the Reds getting a pitcher makes sense. Hopefully this doesn't turn into another Zach Veen situation, because I feel like he's been kind of a not like a bust, but he's still got time. But Jerry and Scott need to be gone. Zach, it's their last year of their contract, so you may get your wish. Why go to Voth again? Couldn't tell you. Could not tell you. If there was a post-game presser, I feel like Scott maybe had to answer that question. I hope so. I hope he would have had to answer it. And whatever reasoning he gave, I don't know. If I had to guess, it's a bunch of righties, and you're waiting to hopefully still have a lead when the lefty comes up, and then you bring in Sauce. But was that a good game? No. Not at all. Not at all. Pause the stream and sync it up with the draft? Not a bad idea. Be living in the past, but not a bad idea, Mitchell. I've said this before, but let's get Kirk, Paredes, Jarren Duran, Arozarena, and Meneses. If you think the Red Sox would trade Jarren Duran, I mean, I'm in. I'm very in. But I don't think it's possible. I really don't think it's possible. That'd be... honest to God, just a real question here. Who do you think would be more likely to get traded? Riley Green or Jarren Duran? Sure, the Tigers are further away out of it, so maybe it's Riley Green. But I feel like both are basically unattainable. Victor Robles should be the leadoff hitter. Robles is on a tear. I mean, happy for Victor Robles. He's playing very, very well, playing his way basically into an everyday outfield position for now. Until he cools down, why not ride the hot hand? Let him cook? No, I mean, 100% let him cook. You need the offensive turnover. You need it. But can't in good conscience trade away my farm system this year when our best players couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Hate to say it. This kind of goes in line with, I think, what a Mr. Accent said a lot over the last couple of basically, like, I feel like the last 6 months. Accent has been, yep, just pack it in for 2025, don't spend a bunch, and just let 2025 roll. Maybe that's the way. Maybe you let Cole Young and Tyler Locklear have the keys. Give them the keys. The only hitters we should keep are Cal and Julio. Everyone else should be gone. There's definitely a lot of turnover. Like, there's simply just no way for you to like turn over 7 positions. I get where you're going, Zach, because everyone's been in a bad place. Like, Luke Raley has not been good the last week. Rojas, like, there's been guys that were playing well earlier in the year. Like, a lot of the role players have slowed down in some capacity. Whereas, like, some of the bigger guys, Julio and Cal picked it up this week, but like JP, yeah, he had the home run today. But there have been moments where he's definitely let the offense down. But you're not going to turn over 7 positions, just like as a reality. You're hoping that they maybe turn over 3, and those 3 make a big enough difference, if that makes sense. So waste our pitching staff's prime years. Thanks for the 5, Jeffrey. There it is on screen. I don't know if you. That's okay. Like, in the reality of only keeping Julio and Cal, how are you turning over 7 positions? Honestly, like, how many trades are you actually going to make that are within reason, that are possible? Like, I think not that they shouldn't overturn that many positions. I don't know that there's enough to go around. Like, I think there's too many limitations, if that makes sense. Channing, like, if I'm being honest, I think that's where the like the disconnect maybe might be. At least for me, if I'm like thinking about it the wrong way. Do you think Jerry doesn't deserve an extension? I don't know if he would. It's hard to say. I'm I'm more than okay with how. Oh, whoa. Hopefully everything's fine. My computer just like flashed at me. I'd be fine with Jerry coming back. Like, I feel like Jerry's done fine, and I could be crazy for saying that. So Oakland's pick is in. New guy heading to Las Vegas. I don't know who would have the Athletics wanted at 4. Who would they have wanted at 4? I mean, Nick Kurtz, bro, was mashing for Wake Forest. 2 Wake Forest in the top 5, Burns and Kurtz. Does that make sense for the A's? Soderstrom doesn't have a future unless he goes back to catcher. So many guys hitting 200. Yeah, I mean, the offense has been terrible. Be terrible. Speaking of the draft, the A's will be in Vegas in 2026. Not sure how the players in the farm system over there would react. Yeah, I think if you're a player getting drafted to the A's, like maybe even last year, this year, and next year, you're probably like thinking, all right, we're moving to Vegas. It's going to be all right. Like, as far as like if you're there in the like when like you're playing in the major leagues at that point. Maybe it's not such a bad idea. Jack, I mean, I feel like Robbie Hyde mentioned him earlier. He mocked the White Sox drafting Jack Mitchell. So maybe he's coming up next. Such a frustrating series. You're not wrong, C-Town fan. It was about I said it earlier. I want to put my head through a table. It's been so frustrating. Sometimes you do wonder, though, what the team would look like if Jerry wasn't given the budget constraints he's had. It's interesting, right? Like, what could the team have done? And sure, whether or not people want to sign here, whatever. Does the inability to like spend a decent amount of money impact that? Yeah, it probably does. You don't have to go try and sign AJ Pollock to be your right-handed platoon bat that doesn't do anything. Like, maybe you can do a little bit more. But maybe any guy that you bring in was just gonna suck because everyone seems to think whoever they bring in just gonna suck. It's a weird. It's not weird, but it is just a bunch of what ifs. Secular, realistically. Get you, Joe. Just don't want us to look back in 5 to 10 years to see we didn't win a single championship with this amazing pitch. Oh, 100%, Channing. I'm not trying to say that like they shouldn't try and do something about it. And of course, you cannot like with good conscience waste this era of pitching in Seattle. Like we saw Felix's entire career get wasted. He didn't have a good number two for a large part of it. Like Iwakuma for like a couple years. Like aside from that, who was Felix's best number two in his entire tenure in Seattle? Now you've got three guys that would be great number twos to Felix, all on the same pitching staff as a 1, 2, and 3, with more guys like Miller, Wu developing, Logan Evans developing. Emerson Hancock would, in so many of those Felix era teams, a pitcher like Emerson Hancock could have been like a nice number 4 or number 3. You know what I mean? So it's like, of course you can't waste it. Joe ignoring your response is crazy? Bro, I'm sorry. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Not like the exact person, but like a good player to have. Duran, because Green seems like a guy you can build around. Duran seems like a Seth Smith type of guy. I'm sorry. I'm not disrespecting Iwakuma. I said he was great for 3 years, but like Castillo, Kirby, Gilbert, I think are all better than Iwakuma. Like overall. Kuma got top 3 once in Cy Young. I think all 3 of those guys can reach that point. And I think their careers with Seattle will be better than Iwakuma's, if that makes sense. I'm sorry I didn't see your message, Daydara, okay? My bad, bro. My bad. Jarren Duran is like a Seth Smith type to you? Bro, so much more dynamic than that. And no disrespect to Gary, but like Jarren Duran, he'd probably be, based on this season, he'd be the best player on this team. Like, position player wise. Don't want your backup catcher playing DH. It's never been great. Don't you ever say Luke French's name in this chat ever again, Daydara. On the same page, it's good, Channing. Like, again, we might have a different way of getting there. Jeffrey, I apologize. I haven't read that yet. We have different ways of getting there, but kind of in the same vein. Jeff, $5. Sorry. I didn't. I got distracted because Daydara was yelling at me. What if we traded for 1 big name or 2 to make the offseason task more doable, even though... So, like, you have to make a trade. And you have to hope that it's 1 at least big bat and then a second serviceable option, if that makes sense, right? And you're hoping that they're not rentals, that they're guys with maybe a little bit more control, because, yeah, that would cost a bit more, but it's something you have to do because the free agency pool and like how the Mariners have operated in free agency just has not gone well. Them acquiring a guy with control makes sense to make the offseason task easier. Hagen Smith to the White Sox, a lefty out of Arkansas, going number 5 to the White Sox, huh? White Sox loading up on pitching? Hagen Smith and Noah Schultz coming up soon? The lefty dominant White Sox? Maybe they don't trade Garrett Crochet, and then Hagen Smith comes up at some point next year, and you've got Crochet, Noah Schultz, and Hagen Smith as a top 3 in your rotation. Low-key kind of nasty. Kind of nasty. Smith cooked us. Seth Smith had a 138 OPS plus with the Padres and 116 and 108 with Seattle. Also, his lone year in Baltimore, didn't realize... You have no idea how good Seth Smith was. So when I say as a player, right? As a player, I mean no disrespect to Seth Smith offensively. He was never a good defender. Like, let's keep it a buck. Right? Jarren Duran, I think, has probably accumulated more defensive WAR this season than Seth Smith had in his entire career. You know what I mean? Like, it's gotta be. Like, he's a good defender. Whereas, like, that's the difference. That's mainly my big discrepancy. Could be similar hit tool, whatever. But, like, Seth Smith was never a good defender. And that's probably why, that's not part of your argument. You're talking about the hitting. College football 25 online dynasty. Not a big football guy, but the more I see people playing it, I just get envious and I want to play. But we'll see. We'll see. Not a fan of France either. Garver's just a horrendous signing. Oh, I see what you're saying. That's where your didn't like it at the time comment comes from. Yeah, I mean, he's been every other year, so like Mitch Garver 2025 is going to put up like a 140 OPS plus, and then everything will be saved. Everything will be saved. Why was Locklear sent down again? To get more playing time in Tacoma. If I had to guess, France is a major leaguer, has done it for a couple of years. Obviously, is not doing it right now. Do they trade for a guy at first base? Possibly. Tyler Locklear's strikeouts have been pretty high in Tacoma as well. So that's probably something that he's trying to work on down there. Joe Lacey as a manager would take the M's to a World Series. I highly doubt it, but I appreciate your vote of confidence, sir. 22.5 strikeout percentage, so it's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It can play. It's just he was striking out at 37.5% when he was on the M's. Tyler Locklear was, but it was, of course, very limited opportunity. If they don't acquire a first baseman at the deadline and Ty France is still struggling, Locklear can have the keys, dude. I'm fine with it. Locklear can have the keys. Why was Polanco playing today over Bliss? They have basically just prevented Ryan Bliss from playing time. They said no more. You do not get to have any fun. And tough. They're just, I think, trying to get Polanco going, give him a bit of run. Got a hit today. Looked pretty solid. I mean, he looked great in the Padres series, but yeah, it's confusing. And I don't think there's a sound answer other than they probably trust Polanco to hit more than Bliss. So, bring up Cole Young and Locklear. Given the struggle at second base, if they don't acquire somebody and they're still struggling, like by mid-August, Cole Young, screw it. Why not? Should have took Vogt as manager. Look at the Guardians. Could have been. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Vogt was a guy that everyone was saying, like, yeah, he'll make a great manager someday. And maybe if Terry Francona had just managed one more year with the Guardians and then Service's contract expired, we could have had Vogt, since he probably would have stayed with the Mariners, even though he probably, that's a bunch of what ifs. Was he going to take the next available coaching job? Probably. Pick is in for the Royals. Pick is in. Big pick. Jack Caglione out of Florida. Big pick for the Royals. I mean, that's an offensive weapon that they can use. Hopefully, I mean, it depends on how Pasquantino looks, how Caglione develops positionally, but that's a big pick for them. Announced as a two-way player, yeah. Huge. Colton's team, the Royals, dude. Look at him go. If Laz is in the DH after the break, we riot. How's he doing in Everett? How is Laz doing? Ichiro as a manager would help on many fronts. It's always a weird situation with former players becoming managers or coaches in some ways, because like everyone's like, it's always like, oh, bring Edgar back as a hitting coach, and like that didn't really go super well the first time. So like I don't say much in terms of like who should be and who shouldn't be a manager as far as like former players. Could Ichiro do it? Sure. Do I think he'd do it the best? I don't know. I like have zero pulse on it. You know what I mean? 6'5", 250. That's a big boy. That's a big boy. Love how our pick isn't even on the screen. We'll get there, Jeff. We're pick 15. All right, we're down here. We're living down here, right in the middle, right where we belong. All right, right where we belong. Negative day, a little bit on tilt. Seatown fan is on not even little tilt, full tilt. Full tilt. And that's okay. It's a game where your all-star starter is pulled after 7 innings because of whatever reason, he was at 87 pitches, could have gone the eighth. I feel like you let him go the eighth, started at least, and then you go to the bullpen. And then as soon as he comes out of the game, you implode. So it's like, bleh, bleh. Haniger fan have his jersey, but I'm fine with him, the other Mitch and Polanco. Yeah. I'm fine with keeping him as DH just because, yeah, no, I think Haniger, as we've seen it kind of come into fruition, he's basically like a lefty only type situation and a pinch hitter. Like that's Haniger's role, and that's fine. That's a player that you tend to. I mean, a lot of teams tend to roster a player like that. It's like their 25th or 26th man, but it's a player that they roster. And if it's a guy that can bring in good clubhouse energy, try and somehow, some way get the team motivated to score more than 2 runs a game, I feel like Haniger can do it. It's not happening right now. Yeah, I haven't seen anything about that guy that we signed. Like he's super young, right? Where is he? I feel like he's young, right? So much dead weight on the team. Got to trim the fat at some point. We'll see how it goes. 143 against lefties this year. Historically, he's been hitting them. Yeah, it's not great this year, but I feel like that's probably the only time he's ever going to see playing time. I mean, he started against Tyler Anderson, right? Last time Logan got one more, he gave up a 2-run homer. And that's like the hindsight situation of like, yeah, if you know that the eighth inning, someone's like a reliever's going to give up a 3-run bomb, of course you don't put them in, but you're never going to know that that's going to happen. So it's like, what are you to do? Let's see. When did Tyler Anderson start? Friday? Haniger started that game, right? Yeah, started in right field. Yeah, no, his splits have been bad this year. Haniger's splits have been bad. Haniger's washed? Oh, 100%. Yeah, he's definitely. I mean, I'm not gonna be mad at people for saying that he needs to be gone. I understand why people will still want him. I understand why people want him gone. I understand why the front office probably can't move on from him, given the money and given situational stuff. But like, it's tough. We need better than mediocre. Well, yeah, I mean, you've gotta go out there and make some sort of splash. You have to go out there and get a guy that will be your second best hitter, if not the best, given how they're performing on the year. But Scott said the pen was thin in the post-game presser. If the pen is thin, then why take out Logan? Great question, Zach. Don't have an answer. 2 seasons of ownership not pushing their chips into the middle of the table away from buying Yankee gear. Relax, Jeffrey. Relax. Don't go to the dark side. Don't go to the dark side. Appreciate your 5. Don't do it though. Yeah, I feel it. Go Philly. Philly's a better choice, like Channing said. Heck the Mariners at this point. Heck the Mariners, dude. Heck the Mariners for making us believe. Heck the Mariners. Haven't watched a single second of this series. You're glad that you haven't, Daydara. But maybe if you had watched, things would have gone differently. Pick is in for the. Am I not live on here? Oh, that's so embarrassing. I wasn't live on my little stream. Pick's in for the Cardinals. Has been for a minute. Shortstop out of West Virginia, J.J. Weatherholt. So good for him. How was the pen thin before the break? Next question. It's probably because Santos is down. Like that'd be my guess. And maybe they don't want Munoz to pitch, so that way he can pitch in the All-Star game if they want him to. I don't know. That'd be my guess. Time to get some A's gear. Get it before they move to Vegas. Get it with Oakland still on it. Santos is down again. Down in the sense that he is on like a limit on how often he will pitch. Not that he's injured, just like they're probably monitoring his availability very, very closely to make sure that they ramp him back up appropriately to where he can go back to back at some point, but at this point he won't be. And you know, it's a situation of like you could have used him very much so, definitely like you probably needed him in this game, but he wasn't available because injury concern. Why did Julio regress this year? Doesn't Service assume some responsibility of not being able to motivate and get the best out of his players? Sure. Why is Julio regressed? God knows. A stance change could be impacting that. I mean, everyone is just not doing great. Like, a lot of people are just looking rough. Did Fangraphs break my computer? I think Fangraphs broke my computer. Hold on. Supersonics gears worth something now? Dude, they signed the new TV agreement, so maybe the Sonics are on their way. Maybe the Sonics are on their way. I mean, Julio's putting up a 27.1 strikeout percentage, highest of his career. I mean, it's marginal. 25.9 in 2022, 24.5 in 2023. Julio's at a 27.1. Walk percentage is down. Like, maybe that's got to do something with it. Julio's been hot, though. He's looked a lot better, I'd say, recently than he was earlier, but not holding your breath on the Sonics? Dude. If the Sonics aren't part of an expansion thing with the NBA, I will be just severely disappointed. Severely disappointed. Has Julio regressed? Like, if he tears up at the end of July and August, do we still say he regressed? I think the conversation, Choom, shifts to like the one that we've had, I think, almost every year is like, how streaky is Julio Rodriguez? You know what I mean? Like, why can't he hit in the beginning of the season? Why is he always a slow starter? Obviously, it could be the Dominican, like the warm weather players, that situation. That could be part of it. Genuinely. It's something that is not new. I don't know if it's a regression thing because we were saying Julio was having a down year last year and then he proceeded to have a 30-30 season. His like the conglomerate metrics like OPS plus and WRC plus were lower, but he still had a very, very solid productive year. I don't think he's going to quite reach that threshold this year, and his OPS plus or whatever will probably like he's sitting at like around 100 right now. If he can get it up to 130, then sure, it's a similar situation to last year where it's like, okay, he had a down year for a first half, but then he heated up. Can't be paid this much to show up for half the season. You definitely need him to be more consistent. That's without a doubt. I don't disagree, Zach. I think he's probably worth the money as far as like there's a weird metric of like how much like one war, how much one win is worth in like $1 million. And like say Julio, say that's like $4 million is one war. Like there's I think it's a Fangraphs stat like statistic. Um, and Julio's getting paid like 16 million or whatever. Say he gets 4 wins, technically his contract evaluation should be 16 million, but he's getting paid X amount. Like it's probably much more than that. However much like WAR is worth per $1 million of like around the league, how much every team has spent, kind of a situation. Um, but that yeah, I'm going on a tangent because like I don't know how to fully explain it very well, if that makes sense. The Sonics return, you will scream. As a Celtics fan for the last 15, almost like 16 years, yeah, I'll be Sonics all the way. As soon as Sonics left, I went to Boston because Ray Allen went there and Kevin Garnett was my favorite player growing up. Sonics, they come back, I'm in, dude. I'm in. If Julio avoided the sophomore slump, then it is hopefully the junior slump. I just hope there's no slump in general. Just in general. Keep forgetting how young he is. He's going to have growing pains, but he really should have better. Yeah, it's like he's 23. He's still got plenty of time to figure out all that stuff. Like he's got plenty of time to still fill out those shoes of a superstar. It's just you need it. There have been plenty of moments this season where you needed it, and it hasn't happened, and it hasn't come through. And that's unfortunate because the weight on his shoulders is massive. Pick is in for the Angels. Hasn't updated on my board yet. Do I need to refresh? I'm refreshing? Well, there it is. Just hadn't popped up on my thing. Christian Moore, second baseman out of Tennessee. The Brandon Drury replacement. Prima is pissed. Prima is furious that they just drafted a second baseman, but college bad out of Tennessee, Christian Moore. I feel like there's been conversations about him lacking defense. Not great defense, but the bat is there. Maybe? I don't remember. Haven't really done a ton of draft looking, if I'm being honest with you. Watching a promo and they identified Tyler Locklear as Luke Raley. Nice. Nice. Should Voth be in Tacoma by Friday? Does Voth even have I don't think he has options, my guy. And he definitely would not clear waivers. I don't think so. A couple bad stretch of games does not define an entire season as far as a pitcher is concerned. His role probably just diminishes. Ultimately. He's pitching to like a 3.3 ERA coming into today, and then blows up to a 3.69. He's definitely like your sixth man out of the pen. Talking about Voth, the man of the hour the last couple of days. Had a bad series. Yeah, I think it's, a series you just got to flush. You got to just go on to the next. And just hope that he can come back better. Do you call the Angels the LA, Anaheim, or California Angels? I am inclined to say Anaheim. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, or just I feel like I usually just say. That's a tough one, actually. I don't know. I don't know what I normally say. And I wish it was just Anaheim. Anaheim Angels is so much better than Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, dude. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. C-Town Vent. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of like is lazy. I feel like lazy is a good word to describe the incorrect identification of a player. Just lack of research done, if that makes sense. Call them stupid pieces of or that team Shohei ruined his career at. That's a good way to do it, Daydara. That's a good way. Streets are saying this Angels pick is a reach. Ruh-roh. The Angels scouting draft development whatever team. Another miss. Wild. He'll be starting at second base in a month? Just say Angels. True. How many series are we going to flush? Feels like a lot. You're running out of time to be able to continue to flush series. So, I don't disagree, Guarded. That's a series you should have won. Ultimately. Should be at least 3-1, but instead you gave away 3 of those games. At least we can say we swept the Padres. Chills. W. Silver lining. They are the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. The city of Anaheim have made certain of that. They will not budge. I understand marketing-wise, LA is important, but do the double A. Anaheim Angels, baby. Hope they give Robles more starts. No, dude, Robles. It should be Raley, Julio, and Robles in the outfield. End of story. That should be your 3 starters every single day. I feel like. Seen Ryan Reynolds Smith's show. I have not watched it. On it's MLB Network, I'm assuming what you're talking about, but good for the hyphen to be in national media like that. It's very exciting. Julio isn't good enough to clean Junior's shoes. It's definitely not looking like it this year. But I see the potential. The potential's there. Connor Griffin, a prep shortstop. He was the 9th ranked prospect, picked at number 9. Going back to the Angels pick at 13, he was the 13th ranked prospect. Christian Moore was picked at number 8. So TJ, they might be a reach. Might be a reach. Top step. Yes, that's right. How bad was the injury, Chum? Are you talking about Stanix? Talking about Stanix? I don't. Have they said anything? I feel like it's too soon to know, but he just looked like he was uncomfortable. Like his back was just bothering him. Doesn't say. I don't think they've said anything yet. If you're talking about Stanik's injury, Jeff, there's your $2. There's your $2. Micah, Micah. Bro doesn't know. Bro doesn't know. Bro, we traded DeSclafani to the Twins, and then as they are saying, he's getting Tommy John. He's toast. He's toast. Agree 100% of the outfield just means the service sucks even more. We need a new manager. I wouldn't be surprised coming out of the break if they're not starting Robles, like they do something cute, try and get Dylan Moore a starter. It could be even Jonathan Class A. Give Jonathan Class A a start. I don't care. You're facing the Astros. You need to put your best foot forward. Robles has been your best foot forward. Robles needs to be out there. Needs to be out there. Seatown, I apologize. I did not get there in time for the guys left on, but 18's rough. I mean, I know Luke Raley left the bases loaded twice. Not good. Not good. If it's his back, hopefully it's just muscle cramps from the Anaheim Heat. It could be a situation like Munoz, right? Where in Oakland, couldn't fully get loose. Like he kept like bending over, trying to like stretch out his back, it looked like. I've been there. I know how that feels. Probably not to that severity, but I definitely understand that trying to stretch out your back like that. Trying to throw 100-mile-an-hour fastballs while my back is kind of sore, bro, I'm out. I'm done. I could never make it. I could never make it as a professional baseball player. Could never do it. Largely because of the skill gap, right? But also like my back hurts a little bit. I'm done, dude. I'm toast. I'm toast. 8 by Rayleigh. Yep. Is that a season high? Could be a season high. Geez, old man Joe. Yeah. Turning 27 in basically 2 weeks. Yeah, super old. Halfway through the year, we should be done trying to get guys going. Well, I don't have a response, Zach. You got me there. You got me there. That stream label is just terribly placed. Recent subscriber. Boink. And Jeff, why are you so small? Oh, you son of a gun. There we go. We're in there. We're locked in. Are the M's thinking about improving this team during the draft? Like discussing actual trades, probably not, but there has to be some sort of conversation. I really don't think so. The MLB draft is much different than the NBA draft and the NFL draft, where you trade up to a position, you trade down, you trade players or pick swaps, whatever. The best way the Mariners can get better in this draft is probably picking a college arm, a pitcher that will be ready, maybe not next year, but by 2026 is probably the best way they can get better, or taking the best available player and then trading someone on your system, in your system right now, that player can replace would probably be like the best way to do it. Willie would be my like way to kind of like rationalize it. 5 picks away, we're close. The Nationals pick is in at 10, means we're closing in. Yeah, you can't trade a lot of draft picks as well. I know the Royals just traded a comp A pick to the Nationals along with their number 2 prospect for Hunter Harvey. You can trade like the random like conditional picks that you get from a free agent, like a player leaving free. a player leaving in free agency, or like Julio won Rookie of the Year, we got a comp pick last year that allowed us to pick either Farmello or Ty Pete. I can't remember. Colton's guy. Colton's guy. Seaver King. Colton had, if he was there at 15 and Yesevich was gone, Colton wanted Seaver King. And he just got picked at 10 to the Nationals. Accent thinks that guy, I feel like, is super overrated. Crazy. Yeah, the Wake Forest guys, huh? Rip Colton. Rip. Unless we trade for Seaver King in the trade that we get Lane Thomas in. Possible. Possible. Cal replacement is Harry Ford if we don't re-sign him. Oh, yeah. I mean, if we don't trade Harry Ford as well. Should have gone with Thomas White over Ty Pete. Not super familiar with Thomas White, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like Ty Pete's been fine. He's getting play out there in left field in Modesto. I feel like we're writing off Ty Pete. We should say, American Stuff, you said that a long time ago, and I'm so sorry. Let's say hi to Colton, guys. Hi, Colton. Hey, bud. How you doing? Donatello, who are you expecting to get drafted soon? Did I miss something? Are you going to get drafted soon? Bet one of our prospects hits better than our whole offense right now? Dude, Jazers. Bring them all up. Give me the baby Mariners right now. I don't care. Why not? Not really, but like, could be fun. Lefty who is shoving this year for the Marlins? Oh, okay. In their what level? I feel like last year though, the Mariners were like so I feel like the Mariners were so fixated on drafting like high school bats for that development system. That was their plan. You know what I mean? You'll pay your electric bills, easy peasy. Thomas White in high A, 27 innings pitched, a 3 ERA. He posted a 3.18 in 34 innings at low A in 2024 as well. He could have been the next big one. Could have been, Mitchell, could have been. Who do we trade for? Bro. Anybody. Oh. I feel like the most realistic option, given even some of the rumors about Jazz, I feel like I'd rather go get Isaac Paredes. So, I'm going to say Isaac Paredes. Seatown fan. I'd be fine with it. Abe Toro, guys, is he back? He was hurt a while ago, no? Is he playing again? I type in Abraham and frickin' Abe Lincoln comes up. Hey, bud. Thoughts on the Modesto Nut situation? I'm a little bit pissed. I mean, I'm gonna have to go again at some point this year. I wanted to go when Laz was there, couldn't make time. I saw him last year, but now I'm definitely gonna make it there at some point later this season because I gotta at least go there one more time. I'm a couple hours away, but still, it's worth it. Very, very much so worth it. Take on the Jazz, Mariners involved? No, Caden. I honestly think Jazz is a fine fit. He can play second base, can play outfield for you. You just need him to not be super expensive. Abe Toro's on the injured list, guys. We're not trading for him, right? We're trading for a different guy on the injured list, Cody Bellinger. Yeah, I think Jazz can be fine. I'm worried about the personality. If he's like too big for the scene kind of vibe. Hopefully he can reel that in if we do say pick him, trade for him. But he shouldn't be your big bat that you get. He should be your second bat, if that makes sense, offensively. How could we trade for 6 new players? Get a brand new top 30. JH, that's it. Just trade every single farm system player and then just completely turn over the lineup. No chance we sell? No chance we sell. We shouldn't. We really shouldn't. We're not in a position to sell. Who do I want us to pick? If Yesevich is there, Pigeon Boys, I want Trey Yesevich. I want a nice college pitcher. That's who I want. So let's see who's available of like. So Braden Montgomery's a top 8 that hasn't been picked. Bryce Rayner just got picked. If his last name had another I in it, he would have been the perfect Mariner. Bryce Rainier, are you kidding me? What about Lau and Rosarena? I think Deidara mentioned Rosarena. Paredes and Rosarena. I feel like a Rosarena is fine as well. If I could pick between Paredes and Lau and a Rosarena, I'd probably just pick Paredes, honestly, because I feel like you can get better than a Rosarena and Lau elsewhere. But of course, that's all depending on if teams are going to trade with you. But Yesevich will be gone, you think? I mean, players ahead of Yesevich. Oh God, Yesevich is ranked 11th. God, Braden Montgomery's the only one that's available in the top 10 still as far as prospects are concerned. Like the top 250 prospects. James Tibbs is there. Caminiti's there. Cam Smith. It'll be tough. It'll be tough. I mean, do the Red Sox? Oh, the Red Sox probably go pitching, huh? I feel like the Red Sox will go pitching and screw us over. Would be my guess. We've had enough pitchers. We need bats. We went bats all last year, basically, Aaron. 3 first-round picks were bats. Colt Emerson, Johnny Farmelo, and Ty Pete. You got Ben Williamson in the second round, who's playing pretty well in Arkansas. You have Aiden Smith in that draft as well. They went very bat heavy last year. I feel like pitching is probably back on their radar. The previous drafts, I mean, Cole Young, Harry Ford were all picked, right? I feel like they've got to try and reset that timer on their pitching depth, if that makes sense. Horner and Paredes, you'd prefer Guerrero, but you doubt it would happen. Guerrero's would be, it's whoever, if a trade is done for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., I feel like it's going to be huge. More bats, more bats, more bats, more bats. I mean, yeah, we need more bats, guys. All right. I understand. The pitching has been great. Do you need to draft a pitcher here? Probably not. If you're thinking about a bat that can impact you as soon as next year, I just don't think there's a player in this draft that's not in the top 5 that can do that for you. Like, is James Tibbs, an outfielder from Florida State, going to do that for you? 60 hit tool, 55 power tool, not great fielding, but like decent. Hit 303, 390, and 472 in the Cape Cod League over the summer. I mean, Tibbs, if he's there, could be interesting. Maybe. But I don't know if he's going to be there. Oh, Joe. Isak Paredes. Oh, me. Oh, me. We were drafting a college pitcher and hoping it's Paul Skeens. Bet. Just like magically turn him into Paul Skeens. Rayner's such a Dodger fan, he was probably so scared he's going to go to the Giants. Instead, he goes to the Tigers. I mean, if he was a Giant, I mean, if he was on the Giants, he'd still at least get to play the Dodgers. After today, we need more bats. Yeah, don't let the recency bias keep you guys down. Tibby. We want Tibby. If Cam Smith is available, I mean, it's possible too. He's a third baseman out of Florida State. Good, like, overall, like, prospect. Like, 55 hit, 50 power, 60 arm. Could be the third baseman for the future. I feel like, I mean, he'd jump ahead of Ben Williamson on, like, your third base availability for the next, like, year or two. But if Boston doesn't take Yesevich, you think the M's will take him? Because I don't think the Giants take him. The Cubs, maybe, but, like, I doubt it. My big fear is the Red Sox taking him. Would be my big fear here. But is he better than Josh Rojas? You never know. You never know. How does the MLB draft work? Does it go by worst record? Similar to how the NBA does it, there is a lottery now. So the Guardians, who did not have the worst record last year, got the first overall pick. The A's, with the worst overall record last year, got the 4th pick. There was a lottery done. So it's similar to the NBA. Red Sox go Montgomery. We'll see. We'll see. If they go Montgomery, they've got what? Roman Anthony, Jaron Duran, and Montgomery. Oh boy, they went Braden Montgomery, outfielder out of Texas A&M. They've done it. Really like Montgomery, who's very good with Stanford. Well, that's too bad, Mitchell. Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. The Mariners are reportedly considering drafting Joe Lacy. Yeah, nice try. A 27-year-old college dropout picked in the first round of the MLB draft. Stupid Sox. Stupid. Isn't there something where perennial bottom feeders can't get the number one pick? I feel like I don't know the full rules. They've definitely changed like pretty recently. Um, if I had to guess, I would assume that there's some sort of like tanking preventative measure built in. Whoa. To the lottery process. I would hope. The Sox are thugs. 27-year-olds works at Starbucks and a massive forehead. Is it that massive? I know I've got a little bit of a widow's peak. I know. I know. Is it that massive? It's a forehead, guys. It's just a forehead. My hands aren't even that big. He's just mad. Deidara's just mad that he doesn't have a... kind of looks like a Luke Rayleigh with a... Perfect, guys. Perfect. If they pick Joe Lacy, then we're selling. Honestly, throw of the year. Throw of the year. Effed up hairline, too. Guys. Guys. Relax. Effed up hairline. Dude, it's crazy. Making me go bald? Yeah. It's the stress, man. It's the stress. I also just need a haircut, like, desperately. Got a great mane. Thanks, Seatown fan. Thanks. We should trade our pick to whoever would take Polanco, Garver, and Haniger. Can we just get a do-over? Just package whoever we draft here in a trade, call it a day. Got a forehead like a drive-in movie theater. Man, that's crazy. Shred's cousin getting you what? Hey, yo. Run like Mays, hit like Hayes. That's... I love the... There's a video that goes around about like how Wesley Snipes it wasn't that fast and that he runs in slow motion. I think that video's funny. Talking about Willie Mays Hayes, of course. Naturally. Neck reveal? Y'all want a double chin? I'll get you a double chin. Yo, neck reveal? Getting a haircut Tuesday, your girlfriend won't let you get a mullet for the mic fire. No, dude. Yo, Deidara has a girlfriend, guys. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, we neck? The neck reveal goes crazy. I don't think I'd ever want to get a mullet. I don't think I could. It doesn't fit me. I'm very like straightforward with what my hair does, what I want. Do you think Polanco stays now since he's heating up? I don't know if they necessarily need to just allow him to be the first or like the second baseman, but you know, the crowd isn't booing Manfred nearly as well as Seattle last year. Do they know? Did they not get the memo? I can't hear it, obviously. I've got it muted so that way I don't get demonetized or anything. Do they not know that what the plan was? Is just to boo Manfred every single time? Tell her I say you can have a mullet. That's all you needed. The Mitchell stamp of approval. The Mitchell stamp of approval. Put Robles at the 2-hole. I mean, someone said earlier to have him lead off. Why not? Gotta change something. See what works. See what doesn't. If anything, just gotta try something. He's been hitting well. He's been hitting well. Polanco's not heating up. He had 3 hit games and then 1 hit of the next 3. It's definitely like a calling your shot early to say Polanco's heating up. He's playing better. Flat out. It's not great, but it is better. Better. Like the South Park. The Cartman, like, better. I can't say the final line, but you boo every commissioner not named Adam Silver. It's the law. Do they boo the hockey? Like, what's, I don't know much about hockey. How's the NHL's commish? Is he fine? What do we think about the NHL's commish? But yeah, I agree. Adam Silver's fire. Adam Silver's gas. Polanco is involved in a trade if they upgrade at second base. No way Stanton's paying that salary. Oh yeah, no. I mean, you have to like my idea with the me trading Polanco in our like mock trade deadline thing was just the fact that they got Nico Horner and they don't want to pay it, right? Canadian fans generally hate the NHL commissioner. Got it. Forgot hockey was the thing. Fair. Giants pick is in. Giants have picked James Tibbs, outfielder from Florida State. Who's left at 15? Trey Yesovich is still available, guys. Trey Yesovich, the number 11 ranked prospect in this draft. Pitcher out of East Carolina is available with the one pick to go for the Mariners. The only thing that stands in the way of the Mariners getting Trey Yesovich are the Chicago Cubs. Tibby to the Giants. Tibby gone. Tibby's gone. Locklear greater than France. Mike Kepler. Are you related to Max? And would he want to be a Seattle Mariner? Mike E. Is it time to fire Scott? Pen decisions are trash. Pen decisions have not been great. Or maybe the pen execution has not been great. But regardless, appreciate your two. This is, I mean, for anybody that was like a kind of like on the fence about Scott's service, maybe his clock's ticking. There you go, Mike. Appreciate it, dog. Clock's ticking on his tenure. I feel like a lot of those people are now on the other side where it's like, all right, he's got to go. He's got to go. I'm not fully there yet. I can understand why people might be. Definitely should have just left Logan in, but it is what it is. Vossler would be better than France. Shout out the 30-year-old journeyman in AAA, mashing. Big country, mashing. Is Locklear playing well? Haven't heard from him. I will check out his last couple of games. See if he's doing anything. Juan Soto in Soto next year? I want whatever you're on, bro. I want whatever you're on. Watching professional tag? Of course not. Do whatever you like. Watch whatever you enjoy, man. Be sick. Yeah, it's the minor league stats. Game logs. Let's see. Currently in the month of July, it looks like Tyler Locklear in Tacoma is slashing 292, 379, 521. So 521 slugging percentage. He's hit, let's see, 2 home runs and driven in 7 RBI across about like, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games? I mean, he's hitting decently. He's hitting decently. I don't think you complain about that production. Fire everyone. There you go. Just completely get rid of everybody. Get rid of them all. Can our draft pick be someone good? I hope so, Shreds. I hope so. Dino, you're early to the party, my friend. You are early to the party. Scott should be gone since the 2022 playoffs. Robbie Ray will never live it down. 52. Is 52 and 46 actually 54%? Like, genuinely? $531. It's below. We got to step it up. Let's bring out the Kirby plush. Is this to summon the fact that we're going to draft a college pitcher? This is summoning Trey Yesovich right here. And if not, blame dumb Lego guy. Just going to put that out there. Putting it out there right now. If the Cubs steal our pick, Joe should bring another Billy Goat to Wrigley Field. I'll start the trek tonight. The only former Mariner you could see being a manager is Buhner. Whoa. Given his dialogue in the press box, like when he's on the broadcast, I don't know how well that would go. It would definitely be interesting, though. It would definitely be interesting. How about Joey Cora? If he leaves Boston, I don't know. Felton injured? Someone, I feel like it was Mariner Muse tweeted about Felton not too long ago. Some sort of like wrist injury? Adrian Beltre? Yo, I'd be down. I'd be down. Let's see. I feel like I spelled Celestin's name right. Oh my lord. Hold on. I don't remember. He hasn't been playing because like a minor injury, I think. End of story. Joe Madden? No. Sorry, secular. No. Not gonna happen. Beginner would get ejected every game. I mean, he'd be much must watch TV. Cora would be fire. It could work. I don't know if he's leaving Boston though. Oh my sweet Mary Mother of Joseph. Cam Smith was just taken by the Chicago Cubs. Third baseman out of Florida State. Trey Yesavage is available. Will the Mariners do it? Will the Mariners take him? It's either Yesavage or Cam Caminiti. Do you go with the high school arm? Or do you go with the college arm? Buhner and Boone podcast was funny. Make them managers. The first co-managing. There you go. Draft now. No more tag. No, we're locked in now, Seatown fan. We're locked in. Cam Smith out of Florida State, huh? Third, I mean, that makes sense for the Cubs. Third base. Christopher Morel defensively is not great. Why not? All of the stress of waiting for this pick and to not select Yesavage would suck. Out of who's available, right? So Caminiti's a guy in the top 15. William Schmidt's another looks like a high school arm. Also committed to Louisiana State, same as Caminiti. Carson Bang, I don't know how to pronounce it. Ryan Sloan, Brody Brecht. Those are guys like deeper down, but at number 11 prospect here, Trey Yesavage is available. 60 grade fastball, 50 grade curveball, 60 grade slider, 60 grade splitter, 50 control, overall 55. Know so little about these prospects. You're not alone. The college, like the pool of players in the MLB draft is so vast that knowing anybody really outside of like the top 20 for I think a large portion of baseball fans in general is very uncommon. It's people that like genuinely like sit down and take the time to like learn about it. I honest to God, me couldn't tell you like half of anything about any prospect other than the ones that I've like not intensely, but like did intentional research about because I felt like they'd be good fits for the Mariners. Truthfully. Madden has won a World Series, Service hasn't. Okay. I mean, there's no arguing. I can't argue that, secular. My only argument is like the Cubs organization at that time I feel like is operated much differently than how the Mariners organization is operated and like their core of players. I mean, they had an MVP. They had Chris Bryant. Could Julio be that? Yes. Is he being that right now? No. So it's hard to, not hard. I think you look at the core of that Cubs roster, that Cubs team is better offensively than the Mariners. Is the pitching better? I'd have to take a deeper look. Sagente is getting picked. Is that how you pronounce it? That was a guy that was a rumor. I feel like that'd be a big. Would that be a huge? I mean, he's ranked 25. He's ranked 25th. Yeah, he's a switch pitcher. Technically. Reports say Sagente is getting picked. Crazy. Crazy if they do it. The pick is in. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Managers get too much credit in baseball, also too much blame. I mean, it's a tough spot to be in. If we get the amphibious pitcher, that'd be epic. Yo, can't believe we drafted the first baseball player with gills. Mariners pick is in, guys. Garver and Robles World Series experience will lead us to the promised land. Fingers crossed, Donatello. Fingers crossed. Let's see it. Who do we got? It says the pick is in. Give me the pick. Give me the pick. I need it. I need it now. As soon as the pick is in, I'm going to do like a little segment talking about who we picked, and then stream's probably going to end there. 425, Dave Roberts is the worst manager of all time. He's not getting a lot of that Dodgers team right now. Did the Mariners pick yet? Micah, they're picking right now. Pick is in. Creed Bratton here with the report. Who do we got? How many rounds? 1 billion. There's 1 billion of them. So many players get picked in this. Why is there always like a commercial? Couldn't tell you. Dan Wilson could be a good manager. I don't, not a bad shout. Imagine being a switch pitcher, pitch 5 innings right-handed and 4 left, never need to take him out. That's the Mariners' solution to the bullpen decision problems. Just get the switch pitcher. Sagente to us? Crazy. Crazy. Sagente is a guy that they talked about a while ago. I think I'm saying it right. Yep, there it is. Out of Mississippi State. The switch pitcher. Crazy. Whoa. Interesting pick. They did it. They didn't go with Trey Yesovich. Chinchilla? That's crazy. The switch hander. Let's see. I think you guys can hear that. I need to hear how it's pronounced. I want to hear how it's pronounced.
MLB draft. The Seattle Mariners select Jurangelo St.
Okay, St. Needed to hear Rob Manfred say it so I could hear it. Jurangelo St. God. man, oh man. What a pick. Ranked 25th, huh? The 25th ranked prospect in this draft. Mariners take him at 15. Dang, spell check? Yeah, dude. They took a gimmick pitcher? Interesting. Not who I would have picked, but again, I'm not in their front office. That's not what I'm there for. Am I muted? You're lying. I'm not muted. I can see my audio going crazy. I can see my audio going crazy right now. Don't love the pick. I would have preferred Yesovich. I might have preferred Caminiti as well. But let's see what Twitter's got to say about it. Can't believe Pat Vendetti late got picked. Can't believe it, bro. Can't believe it. It's going to be... Oh, man. Let's see. I'm not seeing a lot of conversation about it. I'm not seeing like anybody tweet about it, guys. Where's the live tweeting? No one's live tweeting the draft? I feel like a Jets fan on draft day right now. I feel like the New York Knicks when they drafted Kristaps Porzingis. Who the hell is Tingus Pingus? And then Creed saying Chinchilla. Ay. Well, there we go. Jurangelo St. Or, God, dude, I need to hear it pronounced again. I'm going to lose my mind. This sucks? I don't think it sucks. I mean, whatever, right? Listen, if anything tells me that this pick will end up being okay, is the fact that the last couple of drafts, even before like 2020, like what? Gilbert, Kirby, Hancock's probably the biggest miss recently. Harry Ford, Cole Young, and then you got Colt Emerson, Johnny Farmelo, Ty Pete. Like, out of those, Emerson Hancock's like your biggest miss? Realistically? It could work, right? I'm not writing it off. I'm not going to write it off after, 2 seconds of sitting here thinking about it, but kind of dig it. I feel like, unfortunately for him, it's going to be a pick that you look back at and be like, okay, Could they have just picked Yesevich and been fine? When has a switch pitcher ever done good? I feel like, and I could be very wrong. I want to say he's focusing. He has. I need to look at it before I talk, but he's a natural left-hander. Profiling as a Marcus Stroman-esque starter as a righty, profiling more as a reliever as a lefty. From the right, okay. He's pitching right-handed against lefty hitters more often in 2024, and many scouts would like to see him do it full-time. I really think, honestly, the switch pitching is gone. Like he's gonna stop probably, unless it's a situation where like his elbow blows out, then he can go to his lefty and be a reliever, right? That could be something. But I feel like the switch pitching is going to stop and he'll be a right-handed only. If he doesn't throw with both arms like that, throw it over the top. Throw it over the top just like that. He said he wants to continue, but yes. I'm sure that it's a possibility. And who knows, maybe they're hoping to strike gold. He would never need Tommy John. It's not that he would never need it. He'd never need to be out. Yesevich will still be available at 55, guys. No worries. True. He's going to fall all the way down. Natural lefty, you're pretty sure? Yeah, that's what it says. If not switch pitching, why not Yesevich? Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. He is small for a pitcher. That is true. He is on the smaller side. He is on the smaller side. But who knows? Yesevich he's still falling. He's still falling. Did not get picked at the 16th. All right. I just don't know how to. Oh god, I have no idea how to pronounce his name, guy. Marlins taking Yesevich. Nope. PJ Morlando, dude. Morlando. Okay. So really quickly, I'm switching back to this one because I'm gonna talk about the Mariners taking Jurrangelo Sinja. God, I hate it, but I wish I could pronounce it better. So give me 1 second. We're gonna do this live, and then it'll go up afterwards. So 1 second. Really quickly. Keep yourself entertained for a second. Was that a banger message or nah? Where are you at, Daydara? If I had a nickel for every time the Mariners had a switch pitcher in their organization, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? Jurrangelo Sinja. God. It doesn't sound right coming out of my face hole, but whatever. The Mariners just had their fifth. Nope. You guys are seeing this live. No jokes, no comments. All right. We're doing a video-ish live. What do teams hate about Yesevich? Maybe they. What does he know? No idea. Complete name gore. It's tough, dude. Get the feeling we'll just call him JC. Yo, he's the next. Never mind. The Mariners had the 15th overall pick in the 2024 MLB draft, and at 15, I think, guy that Colt and I both wanted to pick, Trey Yesevich, was available, pitcher out of East Carolina University. But a guy that has been rumored to the Mariners for quite some time was actually picked with the 15th overall pick, Jurrangelo Sinja. I feel like I just butchered it, guys. I just butchered it. A switch pitcher, hopefully, maybe wanting to continue as a switch pitcher in the majors. A pitching... Ugh. Guys, it's terrible. I can't do this live. I can't do this with an audience. How do streamers do this? I can't do this live. I'm trying to make a video live. Guys, this is terrible. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Oh, round 3. Third time's the charm. Here we go. The Mariners just had the 15th overall pick in the 2024 MLB draft, and I think the guy that Colt and I both wanted, Trey Yesevich, was available. But the Mariners did not end up picking him. They went with another pitcher, though. A switch pitcher, as Daydara called it. The amphibious pitcher, Jurrangelo Sinja, out of Mississippi State, was drafted 25th overall ranked prospect. His grades are as follows: a 60 grade fastball, a 55 grade slider, a 50 changeup, 45 overall control, and a 50 overall as a right-handed pitcher. But he's a switch pitcher, so he's got double the grades. A left-handed pitching scouting grades, a 50 grade fastball, 55 grade slider, 45 grade control, overall 40. A natural lefty, yet his grades are lower. He began throwing right-handed as a 6-year-old because he wanted to emulate his father. A sweet story. Standing at 5'11", only 200 pounds, he's a bit smaller. But evaluators are saying that he could project as a Marcus Stroman-esque starter as a righty, which I think makes sense for his size, and profiling more as a reliever as a lefty. From the right side, he operates with a 94 to 96 mile an hour fastball that tops out at 98, which is, I mean, that'll play. It's a college arm in the 2024 draft. I think that's what a lot of people wanted. Am I upset that they didn't go with Yesevich? A little bit, because I feel like that's a more surefire pick. And is it only because he's ranked higher in the draft, like prospect list? Maybe. But we get a switch pitcher. Some people, Seatown fan, calling it a gimmick. Is it a gimmick? We'll never know. It is said here in his little draft profile thing, he's pitching right-handed against lefty hitters more in 2024, and many scouts would like to see him do it more full-time. But after getting drafted, he said that he wants to continue switch pitching. What does that mean? Will he be able to throw 5 innings as a righty and throw like 2 or 3 more as a lefty? You never know. I don't know how it works. This is brand new information, like a brand new world that we're living in. People are, I mean, not people. Thadara, Pat Venditti light. I feel like he's probably better than Pat Venditti. Pat Venditti would never go 15th overall in a draft. You know what I mean? It'll be interesting how he is deployed. Deployed? That's not the right word. How he's used in games. Is he going to continue switching back and forth like Pat Venditti would do? It'll be interesting to see how his like arm stamina works and everything in between. The Mariners have had great success with the draft in the last couple of years. Like you go all the way back to like Logan Gilbert, then it's George Kirby, then it's Emerson Hancock, and Hancock is probably the worst, air quotes, out of this bunch as far as like what he developed into. Because after that, you got Harry Ford, who's a top 100, Cole Young, who's a top 100, and you got Colt Emerson, Johnny Fumerlo, and Ty Pete in the next year. The Mariners drafting in the last 5 years, 6 years, has been really great. Am I thinking that Durangelo Sinja is like a big miss here at 15? Not necessarily, because I trust them, and that's why they're doing their job, and I'm here talking about it. But the Mariners just drafted him. I can't wait to see what he looks like in whatever like affiliate he reports to. If he's down in Modesto, High A Everett, wherever he goes, it'll be exciting to see what the Mariners get out of him and what he gives to Seattle. Welcome to the Seattle Mariners, Durangelo Sinja. We're done. How'd I do? I saw someone say I killed it in the middle of that. I think I did all right. Switch hander. Damn it, Mitchell. I should have said switch hander. My bad, dog. My bad, dog. My bad. This pick was pretty heavily mocked, so you don't think it's a reach. That's something that I think early on in like the draft stuff, it was like, I mean, Colt and I talked about it like, I feel like a month and a half ago. And like, I was looking for him in the prospect list. Like, where is he? He's ranked 25th. So I was just a little surprised there. But that's who they picked, guys. The Mariners don't pick again for like 50 picks or something. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Appreciate you guys hanging out on stream with me for quite a while, even after a loss. Jeff, all the super chats. That was very, very kind if you're still here. Mike with the 2 at the end. And KDRW 2016, a 20 earlier in stream as well. All about Mariners pain. Hopefully, Durangelo Sinja prevents the Mariners from, incurring more pain upon us for the rest of, say, like, this All-Star break. But, again, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Such a Mariner pick, for real, for real. Felipe, you're right. So 2024 Mariners to pick him, but I'm going to get out of here. And, yeah, have a good night. Bye.